Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. And today, we are not at Hartung Family Farms, in case you guys couldn't tell. I am driving south. It is Wednesday, this February 13th, something like that. And today is the first day of the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. I have made it a kind of a tradition that I go down to this show every single year. For those of you guys who don't know, Louisville, the National Farm Machinery Show is America's largest indoor farm show. It has 3 massive buildings, but every major retailer, every major manufacturer is there, and it's gonna be a pretty good show. Not a lot of new stuff coming out this year that I'm aware of, but like I said, it's still always good to kind of see all the new equipment, see what all is coming out, see all the new all the people that we know, etc, etc. So I'm gonna be heading down there. I am gonna be there all day today, or not all day, half a day today and all day tomorrow, and drive back tomorrow night. I got a game on Friday, so I can't be gone on Friday. So we're gonna get down there and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna look at some equipment and we're going to see what all we can see. So I will see you guys when we get down there. Onward. Well, we made it. So this show is broken up into 3 buildings: south wing, center wing, west wing, and then a couple different buildings over there. So we're gonna go walk and get our market media passes and then go start looking. It's always cool to see this every year. Oh, they got something stuck. Yeah, that tractor got stuck. I even got a residue spread. That's awesome. So yeah, there's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that visit this show every year in Louisville, Kentucky. And like I said, I think we're gonna go stop by some of the bigger equipment booths first, like the John Deere booth or the Case booth. Okay, so I'm just cruising the show right now, just looking to see where else get the lay of the land. So we got the Fendt booth over there with an Amazon box. Oh, let's gotta go take a look at that here in a bit. Honeybee header. So just basically going around looking and seeing what all's here, what all new, and we'll see what all products we see. Those hats are awesome. I need one. This thing is behemoth. Top Shot Doyle. It's a lime belt. This is how people load lime. Massive. Whew. And this is kind of the main competitor to the belt that we bought, the fertilizer loader. Doyle field loader. It's definitely not as clean. You won't be able to do any grain with this, but you can do fertilizer. One thing I like about this one is the engine's actually up top. So fertilizer dust, with our engine being on the bottom, are actually about right here. All the dust kind of settles and whatnot, whereas if it's up top, it won't be really covered up with fertilizer dust at all. But I do like ours that it's completely covered. We can do grain with it if we need to. And I like ours, it's got 2 belts, so it's 1 belt here and then 1 belt for the main, whereas opposed to this one's just 1 single belt. So I'm curious to see how you'd actually be able to run it, how fast you'd actually be able to run it. Either way, I'm happy with our purchase, but that was the other design that we were looking at. Campello corn head. It's an Italian built corn head. I have no idea what this is. It's an indicator you'd see from the cab. Just another corn head. A lot of corn heads in the market, and there's not a lot of difference between them. Drago's probably the Rolls Royce of corn heads because it's got all the different options like self-adjusting deck plates and spring deck plates. That way when ears kind of come in, they're cushioned a little bit. I mean, just about every company out there has a corn head, and they're all pretty much the same. Just small things. Someone's auger's 2 inches bigger, someone's got faster sprocket speeds, whatever it is. So I mean, when I was talking about Cadillac of corn heads, this entire assembly is normally closed, but springs open as deck plates or as ears of corn come across it, and they also spring down as well. See that? So it kind of cushions ears as it collapses against it. Pretty cool.
Oh really?
Oh, that's pretty sweet. So before we had our Case self-propelled sprayer, this was the exact sprayer we had, a Hardy Navigator 4000. It has a 90-foot boom. It's a pull type 1,200 gallon sprayer. And really it looks identical to what we had way back when, like almost identical. And that was 10 years ago, I believe. Do I miss pull type sprayers? I miss not having to have a dedicated unit, but a self-propelled sprayer is so much nicer. You're so much more efficient. You don't have to worry about a trailer in the hills. It's just much better. Peace. This thing's beefy. It's a 4-row pull type chopper. Jeez, that's kind of neat. So instead of having a self-propelled unit, you can hook it behind a tractor, and it has a long enough spout you can still fill a truck. Here's a Hallmaster 1300. Had this in an identical unit on our farm. You guys should check out that video if you haven't already. It's a pretty cool unit. It's got a right-hand unload, which most unloading augers on the left-hand side. So that was different. Trax was different. Bigger grain cart was different. All neat things. Okay, so these are Apache sprayers. They're kind of like the discount sprayers, I would say. They're a mechanical drive as opposed to hydrostatic. Oh, actually, this one's a hydrostatic drive. HS, hydrostatic 1100. What that basically means is the older ones have a drive shaft that actually powers your sprayer, but most other sprayers have hydrostatic drives, which are basically 4 motors on each wheel, one on each wheel. 120-foot boom, 1,100-gallon tank. It's actually pretty tall, pretty high clearance too. I can't quite get under it. I'm 6'5", but still not bad. So I mean, the older sprayers or the other designer sprayers is all mechanical, so it's drive shaft back, splitter, drive shaft to the side, split down. So it's only 2-wheel drive. The downside about it is you lose your ground clearance because you got to have that transmission down here, back here, or that differential back here, I should say. But these sprayers have always piqued my interest because they're a much more budget-friendly sprayer. So I'll get in the cab of one real quick. Oh, there's the keys. Drive off with it if we wanted to. But just much more budget-friendly. So it's the same thing as my case, just a rear boom, 120-footer. Actually, no, this one's a 100-footer, I can tell, or 91 of those. So it's got ag leader, same controls. You know, push forward to drive forward, pull back to drive back. Left boom, right boom, rear, so rear up and down. Auto steer, that's your master spray button. So really, like I said, I like it. It's a simple sprayer. That's the nice thing about them. Assume they're cost effective too, but our sprayer has worked pretty good, but it's got 2,000 hours on it. We're going to probably look at trading here in the next couple of years, but honestly, it's been pretty dang good so far. So we're really not in any too big a hurry because we haven't had any major breakdowns. I don't have any wood to knock on, so I'm probably going to jinx this year. Like I said, nothing to write home about, but the thing just works. A couple other things. One, I love the soft touch of these buttons. It's not like a hard button. All these are soft touch, so it's just much easier to control. And I love the visibility out of this. Our case boom, it's a flat fold, or sorry, it's a vertical fold, so it has 2 stacked up on top of each other, so I can't see anything out of it. With this, it's a flat fold, so like I said, it folds horizontally, so I can look out. The visibility out of this thing is great. Look at the exhaust is right there. I don't know if this thing would definitely be louder because the engine's in the front, but because our case one, our engine's in the back. Either way, I like it. In the presence of a celebrity, look at it. He's in it. He's shaking babies, kissing hands. Just look at them. I'm talking about Bob, not Brian. There's your Fendt Ideal combine. Let's look at your service intervals. 50 hour on the 4-wheel drive or on the spindle, 50 hour on the auto dock, 50 hour on the final drive. So basically transmission and the auto dock is the only thing that requires 50 hour grease intervals. Not too bad. That's a big motor. There's a decent amount of room back here though. Cooling package here to the side. Your hydraulic tank right there. And this is your exhaust. Simple ladder. Yeah, really not a whole lot new in the Fenton booth. So we'll keep walking. Heard these Kubotas are pretty good machines. So one thing I like about them is, you know, on our case machine, You gotta basically open the door out like this, so it's hard to get in with implements on, or if it's raised at all. Well, the cool thing about the Kubota is, I think, yeah, you can close it like that. That's awesome. So you can run it when it's shut, but it swings up out of the way like that. And that's a pretty simple machine. Plenty of room, but like I said, this is the coolest feature because I could raise the bucket up, you know, to unwrap a bale, raise the bucket up, get out and unwrap it, come back in and keep going. Or in the summer, I don't need to actually shut the cab. And that's how you lock it in. That's awesome. Pretty cool design. Like I said, that's probably the biggest thing that I'd like the Kubota for. So this is something that I think we absolutely could use, which is a tub grinder. So for those of you guys who don't know, for our cattle, we grind hay about every other week, and then we grind 20,000 bushels of corn every year. So if we had our own thing like this, we could do it ourselves, but now we're paying somebody a couple $100 a time to come get it. So what this thing is you basically stick your stick a round bale in here or stick your corn in here. It grinds it up into little pieces and then spits it out the chute. I absolutely see value in this thing because right now we're spending money to have somebody come in and do it for us. Whereas if we had our own unit, we could do it ourselves. And eventually it'd make it pay, but I just don't know. I have no idea how much these things cost. I know they're not cheap just by looking at it. I mean, look at this. That's a 8 rib. There's 8 belts in there driving this. Nuts. This stuff looks familiar. See those cameras up there? Yeah, I may know a thing or two about them. Brand new John Deere S7 800 and CF12 corn head. That's a pretty cool time frame. All the precision ag stuff, starting with Green Star down to date. And right next to the Deere booth is this GTS 50-foot draper. Apparently they even have a 60-footer out here too. Or the 60-footer they make. It's a Brazilian-made machine. Oh, that's kind of cool. Even shows you what it's made of. It's all aluminum, so I bet this thing is light. There's your belt tensioning system. Huh. Still mechanical drive, but they actually have it hidden in here. So Deere has their drive on the outside, so the shield kind of juts out a ways. That's pretty cool. I wonder what all the springs are for back here. Oh, that's your float system. So the springs, so as you're going through the ground, if you hit like a bump here, your cutter bar will raise up and it pivots back there. Pretty cool. AF11, I believe. Look at this. There's the back of the case. AF. So it's actually got two top sieves. See a run right there and one back here. It's got 2 of them. Grain loss pad is this giant thing right here. I love looking at other people's stuff just to, you know, admire and try to understand why they made some decisions like they did. So like right here, how the heck are you going to get that top sieve right there all the way up there? Well, they actually have little plastic guides that you can kind of stick it on and roll it, but then you still got to get this other one in here. So it's just kind of cool to see all the different designs that people have done. Can't get over how big this thing is. Jeez. Still amazed by this thing. I'd love to see one working someday. It's a self-propelled round baler. Personally, don't see the point of it, but basically you put a cab, an engine, and a propulsion system on a round baler. I don't see the point of the additional cost, but some people do, otherwise they wouldn't build it. So overall, like I said, pretty underwhelmed with the amount of new products or lack thereof. Like I said, not a whole lot's going on, but if you think about it though, the ag economy is in a downturn right now. So I mean, if farmers aren't spending money on new equipment manufacturers don't really have money to invest in new equipment. They're just trying to stay afloat. So I get it. That would be a dream someday. Trailer with 2 tanks. And actually, a buddy of mine hauled this in from South Dakota, this mother bin. Nice. Sorry, I just had to go run in and talk to my buddy. So an hour later, show's almost over for today at least. So my buddy of mine, he actually hauled this mother bin here. It's kind of cool. He was showing me this trailer. He's got a 53-foot long, essentially, think of it like a drop deck. And they pulled this thing on there, and it was sitting a couple feet off the trailer. So it's pretty cool. Nuts. So yeah, he hauled this down from South Dakota. What this thing is, it's a walkabout mother bin. What a mother bin is essentially a surge tank between your combine and or grain cart and semis. So basically it's just a massive tank to sit on the side of the road if you're hauling for a long ways or whatever else. This thing is huge. But if you're hauling from a long ways, you basically use this to kind of keep your combines moving. And when you got trucks showing up, you can fill them up in a hurry, so that way it's less waiting. Personally in our area, you'll never see one. But if you got to haul, 2 hours or whatever it is, and trucks could come back in slugs, might be beneficial. Either way, pretty cool. So we actually have one of their rotary saws. This thing will be pretty sweet. Just destroys trees. Ooh. Every year, Kloss is back here. Mahindra is also back here. 4:45 or so, the show will be closing down here shortly. So I will be closing out this video, and we'll have another video starting tomorrow. But tomorrow we're going to try to get some interviews, take a look at the rest of the big companies, and then I want to take a look at these smaller companies kind of over in the West Wing. So, but one thing that I find very interesting that you do not see in the States at all are combination baler wrappers. So these McHale's, quite a bit of them do it. Basically you have a baler like normal up front, but then you have the ability to wrap the bales right away, right afterwards. So what I mean, you put a plastic wrap over the bale, kind of goes in here, it spins, and then you wrap the bale as it spins, so it makes a big old marshmallow, and you dump it on the ground. Call this one the marshmallow baler, because that's what they look like. So yeah, like I said, these are very, very, very common over in Europe, probably more common than not. But over in the States, you don't see them at all, because people wrap them in rows. They don't individually wrap. I just saw somebody riding around a scooter. That is a fantastic idea. I need that next year. Whew. These things are sharp and polished. Not bad. Oh, 50,000th or 500,000th combine that was ever built. Cool. So this is the TerraTrack. That's what it's called. Kloss Xerion. No, it's not the TerraTrack. TerraTrack's the other one. But anyway, it's a 650 horsepower tractor on tracks, but it's not like a normal Class 9 tractor. It's actually, the frame is solid like an 8R, and it actually steers these tracks. No other big tractor does that. There's your steering cylinders. So it's a 4-wheel steered vehicle. Very different. It's got air chucks, so you can definitely tell it's a European machine. Those European machines have air brakes. So it's got an air system on there. 6 hydraulic remotes plus a giant one. There's your rear steer. Oh, these are tools. Huh. This is definitely different. John Deere sprayer lift kit. Normal John Deere sprayer, I can't walk underneath it. Yeah, it's got another extra step bolted on. It's also got load command. This is an option you don't see offered through Deere at all. It's basically a a rapid fill system. You know, fills your sprayer up 3 times as fast. Okay, that's pretty cool. Tornado chasing vehicle, the Dominator. This vehicle has driven into many a tornadoes. Awesome. I've watched these guys for a while. Double windowed. Huh. That's awesome. That's impressive, the travel that they can get on those axles. Very impressive. Fent mounts Amazon spreaders on there. Awesome. As you guys are hearing, it is closing time, so I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. Maybe film a little bit. I got a shindig going on at the software booth tonight, so I might film a little bit there. We'll just see. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the Farm Progress Show. Thank you to everybody who stopped by and said hi. Really appreciate you, or flagged me down or anything like that. So I will see you guys in the morning. Take care, take it easy, stay safe, and ta-ta for now. Whew.
Yeah, obviously, he came here to run hard, there's no doubt. And as we talked a little bit earlier, that is a tractor.
So these things have 2, 3, or 4 engines. We'll see how this goes. They are loud. Tractor broke some ceiling tiles. I bet this next one will make it fall.